All right, three, two, one, go. Jesse here. Hello, hello. It's Wednesday. I wanted to talk a little bit about Path of Exile, switching gears from D2 Resurrected briefly. Um, Path of Exile released some data on the new expansion that is coming out in just a couple weeks. In fact, the announcement is coming up, I think, in just a couple days. Yeah, literally, 24 hours from now. So pretty exciting about that. But the specifics of the adjustments they're going to make in the patch notes to game balance, which is what players like myself are always interested in. I always like to. I don't play the same build every league. I always play a different build. And I always like to find weird mechanics and kind of meme and unusual builds, things that are odd and abnormal. Um, so they have stated that the self-casting spells are in a bad state, and the whole player base is like, well, yeah, no shit. Um, the reason that self-cast and hand cast, and this is, it says hit-based spell casting skills, is that when you cast the skill yourself, you have to stand in one place and cast it. If you're trying to throw a fireball, some classic ARPG trope, you stand still, you click the cast button, you throw the fireballs, and then you run to the next pack. Well, the problem with that in Path of Exile specifically is that the game is complete chaos. It's visual clutter. You have no idea what's going on, and when you die, you almost never even know what kills you. At least that is what is the case for a lot of the higher end content. And even if you're playing a boss where you do know what kills you, there's some big slam thing that comes. Usually the speed at which the boss attacks, and especially if you have extra modifiers on the boss, like extra speed, for example, you don't have the opportunity to stand still, cast a fireball. Because if you're standing still, you're going to die. And there are some spells that the whole purpose of the spell is that the longer you stand still and cast, the more damage you do. But this is extremely ineffective, I will say, at playing this game. It's much more practical and effective to throw that skill on, say, a totem or a mine or a trap or something that you yeet away. And then the boss can run at you and you can run away. You can dodge. But you're still dealing damage to the boss because you have a mine or you have a trap or you have a totem or you have something that is doing the spell for you, dealing the spell damage for you. This is kind of the same logic as like minion build or the trigger-based skills like cast on critical strike. Well, those, you're moving while dealing damage. You're cycling around, you're dodging mechanics. The boss is about to punch you in the face, you can cycle around him and still deal damage to him. So anyways, that is like a mechanical fundamental issue in this game, and it's the case a little bit with melee skills like close range strike skills, slam skills. But those skills have been buffed a lot, and there's a lot of defensive tools for those skills. So here is the post. There's a thread on the Path of Exile forums that they published. They posted this, and it's a lot of good stuff. I mean, I'm happy when I read it. I'm like, all right, it makes sense to me. It really does. When I read through it, it makes a lot of sense. They're buffing a lot of spells that you cast yourself, and then they're nerfing ways to trigger these spells from other sources. So things like throwing up a totem, a spell totem that casts the spell for you. Well, that damage is not going to be as good now as casting the spell yourself. Some of these numbers, by the way, these are actually, this isn't the patch notes. This is just basically a preview of the patch notes, specifically just like a manifesto on game balance. So in the patch notes, it says here's a selection of some of the skills that have been updated. The full list will be included in patch notes. But this information is already like overwhelming for build creators. Like, wow, there's a lot of good stuff here. You can get crazy damage with some of these new updates. All of these spells have been buffed in some way, shape, or form. There is a Reddit post, and I hope I can just zoom to it really quick where we can look at the numbers. But the point is that most of these have like 60% increases in damage, which is huge, so this is the numbers somebody posted. These are the names of the spells. This is the increase in damage, which is crazy. Look at this, 50% increases, a 60% increase for Frostbolt. Like, what the hell is that? It's just crazy. It's wild. So this is all very exciting, right? This is all very interesting and exciting and compelling. And I'm like, wow, like, I want to do this. This is cool. I want to be, you know, a self-caster. And then I remembered that I've tried spellcaster before. I tried Fanaticism a little bit before. I tried Archmage last league, even though it was bad, and maybe they'll buff the support gem, Archmage support or Archmage, but it's bad, and I already have enough of a problem in this game with dying. And in order to make a lot of these really, really good and really, really strong, you have to have good game mechanics. You have to be good at dodging. You have to be good at moving from pack to pack to pack, using like a lot of skills on the skill bar. I don't think any of these are going to be that good with just a movement skill and the skill itself. At least I don't think so. Maybe someone will prove me wrong on that. Anyways, the point is that after all of these buffs, all I can think to myself is, I just want to make another cast on critical strike rolling magma build that I've done 2 leagues in a row now. Well, this league I didn't get 36 challenges, Scourge League. Didn't like the mechanic that much, plus had some other stuff going on. It made me not as available to play. But this upcoming league, I mean, I think it's going to come out here in February, here very soon. I do think that there's a weird opportunity for me to play a trigger-based, movement around, moving-based skill and build that is not rolling magma and is also not standing still and getting hit by enemies. And the conclusion that I've drawn after all of the waxing and waning is that I think I'm going to revisit an old character that I made a long time ago. I am not. Using the Voidbringer gloves and using a cast when damage taken. If we go to the other trigger spells, so let's just do, yep. Cast while. Alright. These changes have been made to supports and other effects that deal damage with any of the above spells. So GGG is telling us, hey, we want you to cast these spells yourself. We don't want you to use another source. So, multiple trap support, cluster trap support, high impact mine support, spell totem support, spellslinger, trap support, soul mantle, poet's pin, cast on critical strike, battle mage's cry, which by the way, GGG, you didn't have to nerf this one. No one fucking uses the spell trigger on battle mage. No one. It is garbage. But I digress. Arcanist brand. All of these things, but there's one skill that's notably absent. Cast when damage taken. Nada. Nothing. 0 out of 0. It's not on this page. Now, I don't think they're going to address this in the patch notes. I think that cast when damage taken is going to stay the same. Oh, I already had this tab up. Whoop. Anyways. Cast when damage taken, these numbers, Where are my numbers? These numbers didn't change. Percent less / more damage. Okay. Damage threshold. Okay. If you want to deal a spell hit that is not cast by you, but cast by a trigger-based source, these numbers aren't nerfed. The crazy thing is, if you look at cast on critical strike, look at this shit. Awaken cast on critical strike support. It used to deal 30% more damage when you cast a spell on a critical strike. That's a huge more multiplier. And now it is dealing less damage than a fucking level, what is this? Than a level 17 cast when damage taken. Awaken cast on critical strike. This is an awaken gem that costs like 10 or 15 exalts. It deals less damage than level 17 cast on critical strike. So I'm like, I still want to do trigger stuff. I want to make a trigger based build. I don't want to do anything that's been nerfed. Because I've been down that path before. Slayer, during whatever league I played that Slayer, right after it had been nerfed, after Legion. So I want to make a meme, weird, off-meta, cast when damage taken skill-based, damage-based character that is not using Ward. Now, I know a lot of people who watch these videos, aka like nobody watches these videos, but you don't know that there is currently a cast when damage taken style of character that is super broken and super overpowered. And I think that when the patch notes come out, this build will get taken out behind the dumpster and shot. And the build is using, I need to make sure that I can find it. Oh no, not all skills, any links. Main skills, here we go. All right. So all of these guys are using Ward. Runic Crown, Runic Sabatons, Runic Gauntlets, and then they're using these flasks that make it so that Ward doesn't break. And they're using the Heartbound loop, cast when damage taken loop. And what this does is this deals damage to yourself. And lo and behold, this level 19 cast when damage taken support triggers Wave of Conviction at a crazy clip. It's basically spamming that skill. And likewise, this cast when damage taken skill, spamming, look at this, Purifying Flame, Glacial Cascade, all of these spells just got 50% buffs. Glacial Cascade, 44% base damage buff. Purifying Flame, where the hell is that? 50, straight up, 50% more damage than last league. So this guy, this cast when damage taking elementalist, is just objectively dealing 50% more damage with no changes. But I suspect, in my mind, in my brain, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if GGG is gonna let this weird ward-based cast when damage taken loop go unchecked. I think they're gonna break it somehow. I think they're gonna make it so that these types of flasks are nerfed, or so that ward is somehow nerfed, or that maybe the way that the cast when damage taken mechanic plays out is somehow nerfed. I don't know if they'll be able to keep this alive. If they keep this unnerfed, I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to mirror the ward-based stuff because I think it's interesting, it's unique, it's cool. But if they do nerf it, I have an alternative. My alternative plan is to use Voidbringer and do a somewhat similar thing as to what I did a few leagues ago, many leagues ago. This character is pretty old. And I figured, you know what, while we're talking here and just gabbing on like a couple of gals about the fun stuff in life, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and tee this up. See if I can't do this right now. All right, let's start. Let's do a little bit of armor. Armor. That's all fine. Yep. This is cool too. Yep, that's fine. Give ourselves some life. Sure. Do this. Let's do a couple of these. That's fine. Do we want to go all the way over here and get the low life stuff? Well, we need intelligence in order to make this work, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. May not be optimal, but this is, I mean, this is a standard character that I'm like speccing out right now, so it's not that big of a deal if this is like super jank. All right, that's all good. By the way, this is not the tree that this is actually totally different. This is like a different thing. This is not what I'm going to be doing. I wanted to get Divine Shield. I wanted to get these life nodes. Fine, that is good. Actually, let's not do that yet. All right, we're gonna get some. Fine. This is good. This is all good. These nodes are very good, very strong this league. All right. We're not going to do this without, we're going to do this without an ascendancy for now. I'm just not going to use, I'm not going to put in my ascendancy point. All right. I'm going to take away everything. I'm going to remove all of this. Oh, casting damage taken we want. Spell Cascade we don't want. Okay. Oh, I want to do this as well. Okay. This. Okay. All right, we, All right, so right now, if we just go into somewhere, whatever, I like going to the beacon because it's a beach. It makes me want to be on a beach. Look what just happened. We just dealt quite a bit of damage to ourselves. 84 mana. We don't have a lot of physical damage reduction, so we got to find a determination somewhere. Fine. More physical damage reduction. Okay. Looks like mana is going to be a big problem here. Yeah. It looks like mana is going to be a major issue. So if you look at how quickly our mana is recovering, it's really not that fast. Let's just grab a mana flask if we have one. Oops. Oh, we also have siphoning charges. So this is your skills deal 400% of mana spent on upfront skill mana cost as physical damage. So each cyclone costs 84 mana, and then casting all these other spells with cast when damage taken. Oh wait, no, I want to get rid of this shit. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want any of this. Oh. Oh, that's a lot better. Oh, skill can't be used. Yeah, this is a little whoopsie here. Oh gosh, this is so complicated. All right. We're not gonna do any of this shit. We're gonna take away all this shit. Wait, no, we want this. So the problem with this build is how do we recover the mana quickly enough to deal the damage back? So let's take a look at PoE Ninja again. How did these guys do it? I mean, didn't these guys just run out of mana so quickly? Right? Am I crazy? All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna import their build real quick. Import. They have 497 unreserved mana, only 61 mana regen. All of these skills cost mana. Am I crazy? Like what? Mana cost 169. I mean, this thing is triggering constantly. So how are they keeping up their mana? There must be something we're missing here. All right. Dude, what the fuck? Okay. All right, let's get rid of determination. Let's try it this way. We cast our Wave of Conviction all of 2 times. Right? Yeah. I mean, this guy's mana regen is not as good. But I still am very lost. I'm totally lost on this. There's something that I'm missing. I know it, and I can't figure it out. All right, let's check some stuff. Let's check Flask active. Are they leeching mana, maybe? Is that what this is? Arcane Surge. There is another way that we can tackle this issue, although it's a little bit savage, is if we socket a life tap. Now, if we socket a life tap, we're dealing a lot of damage to ourselves, which I don't know if we can handle. Gems. Where are my gems? I'm telling you, I know I have one of these. This is why we're taking so long looking for it. I mean, remove only tabs are so just cancer. Some of these are so old. Like ancient, super, super, super old. Alright, well, you know what? We're just gonna buy one. Purchase item. Life tap. Oh, this video is getting long. I don't have a transmute. I don't know what that means, but sure. Actually insane that Lily thinks I don't have a transmute when I have 3,000. All right. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. I mean, that's just not that high of a trigger rate. Like every... And I don't know if... Alright, we're gonna try other stuff. We're gonna try this. Try this, see if it's better. Okay, we're gonna take out the life tap. That's all we needed. Damage taken recouped as mana. Apparently we can't commit suicide using this build, which is a shame because committing suicide in this game is hilarious if you do it on accident. I think we can if we're not in our hideout. Bear with me. See how our health is going down? We're dealing damage to ourselves. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop sitting. Ah, devastating. Alright, this has been a long video. I actually might edit this a little bit so you all don't have to go through the whole thing. Or maybe I won't. Fuck it. But I gotta get back to work. This has been an interesting experience. With one mana flask and 20% damage taken recouped as mana, we pretty much are good on the mana front. I do think that the determination route is the way I want to go. It means it takes a lot longer for us to actually deal the damage to ourselves. I need to think about it. Testing is not yet complete, but this video certainly is. Goodbye.